Budget-friendly storage solutions for your shop. So guys, I hate being disorganized, but I'm not all that great at actually organizing. I let my wife do most of that. Tool storage is a huge part of that. Tools and parts. I've had stuff all over my workbenches, and even though I don't like cleaning it up, it drives me nuts. So today, we're gonna go over a bunch of different things we use to kind of stay organized and stay ready to work. So most everything we're gonna show today, we actually got at Harbor Freight. But for your convenience, if you don't want to take the drive, I'll put everything in links in the description below, and I'll also tag them in this video. And it'll be very similar products at the cheapest prices I can find. So let's head out to the shop, and we're going to start with hardware organization. So these are actually what we have all of our hardware in. Nuts, bolts, screws, hooks, chains, all that different stuff. We got these each for about $10 a piece, and they're little 20-bin portable storage cases. Before we did this, we had a bunch of those plastic little drawer things, and that worked okay, but to be honest, to look for something in particular, we had to pull open 50 drawers at a time. With this, we could just pop it open and see what we're looking for. We also labeled the edges of each one of these, and to be honest, the labeling is pretty redneckish, but that's kind of what I came up with. It's just duct tape with my terrible handwriting on it. This is a really convenient way to do it, and it saves a ton of room, especially since we built this shelf below the bench. We also Oki rigged a little sawdust blocking system. We use this cheap shower curtain and we attach it to the table with magnets because we do most of our cutting on our table saw right in front of it, and that just shoots sawdust all over the place. So for 10 bucks a piece, these things have been a lifesaver. Now this one, it's sad how excited I am about it. This is just a regular hook. I think we got this for like $4, and it came in a 2-pack. And we have extension cords all over the property. So Dad saw this and he thought that'd be great for extension cords. So what's nice is we got a bunch in there, but we have one that's constantly plugged in because we use the sanders and stuff all over here. Then we just roll it up, throw it back on there, and it's ready to go for the next time. That way you don't have cords just laying around all over the place, which make it a trip hazard. Also, they make it a pain in the butt to sweep. So for $4, a nice little extension cord hanger, actually you get 2, that's pretty good. Another one that's really cheap and it's really handy is these little magnetic trays. I was a mechanic for about 1.5 years. I'm not anymore because I'm a terrible mechanic. But these little trays really come in handy, especially if you're working on something. Because you know, if you set nuts and bolts or screws down on the table, they'll roll off, they'll get lost. And if you have that one nut or that one bolt that fits that one spot, that's a problem. So these little magnetic trays, they're nice and simple and they're cheap, and they really help to keep you organized when you're working on something. Drill bits are an issue. I'd venture to say we might have somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 drill bits just randomly placed all over the property. So the ones we use the most with this drill press, we actually have on this magnet right here. So this one's from Home Depot, I think, and I think it's like 16 bucks, but Harbor Freight does have pretty much the same thing for about $5, and it helps to keep your drill bits organized, and especially the ones that you use most often if you have a job that you're doing over and over again. So this really helps to keep us organized. A little heads up, carbide's not magnetic, so it won't work for your carbide router bits. However, even if you have steel bits, I would not use this for that. You don't want your bits just kind of thrown around. You want to keep them in the individual tubes to help keep them protected. But with drill bits, I think you're all right. So this is my favorite thing I've done for organization by far. So I work on my guns a lot, I work on my bows, and I have a lot of different stuff that was just kind of all in a drawer. I got this 30-bin rack from Harbor Freight at I think $24, I can't remember, but this thing has helped me a lot. I have everything labeled, I have all my archery stuff, all my red dot stuff, a bunch of different stuff labeled, and it's easily accessible. It really makes life way better when I'm working on stuff, and I don't have to worry about going through a bunch of different screws to find exactly what I'm looking for. So when it comes to organization, this thing is pretty freaking awesome. For stuff that's too big for these smaller bins, I use ammo cans. And these things are, I think, $6 or $7 at Harbor Freight, and they work really good for bigger stuff. Like I have my cleaning kit in an ammo can, I have several mag pouches, my buffer tubes and things like that. When you have stuff that's too big for the smaller bins on the rack, ammo cans work great. You just want to make sure you label them and keep everything separated based on those labels. Now we're in the laser room, and this is where all of our stock and all of our products are for us to ship out. By the way, shameless plug, check out makeawoodsign.com. Hundreds of templates, stencils, letter and number sets, base plates, router bits. Anyway, so these are the 40 bin racks from Harbor Freight. Now, they're a little bit short, so what we did is we actually put them up on some pedestals and we put drawers underneath it. That way we didn't have to bend down and these weren't sitting on the ground. But these work really good for holding all the different templates and stencils, at least the smaller ones. And one thing you want to make sure, guys, is when you're organizing stuff, make sure to label it. You'll notice everything we have is labeled. That way you don't have to open up 15 different things to see what's inside of them. But these work really well, and they're double-sided. So you can buy one set and you can have two sides of it. I think you just got to get some extra bins, which I don't think those are very expensive. These are like $130 at Harbor Freight, but I'm gonna find some that are similar and I'll put links in the description. That way you can check it out and it might work pretty good for your space. So last but not least is this Apache waterproof case. This thing is awesome, and we use it for all of our camera equipment. We've gone to Texas for woodworking festivals, we've gone a bunch of different places, and we've filmed there. And we've always had our camera stuff in a bag, but that's a little bit sketchy. If stuff's getting knocked around, we don't want to have to buy new cameras. So we got this case, and it's kind of cool because it has this pull apart foam. It's super easy to customize it for whatever you want in it. It's dust proof and it's waterproof. Plus, you can put padlocks on it to protect your stuff. So this was $30 at Harbor Freight. I think the Pelican version of this is like $150. I'll try to find something similar to this and put a link in the description so you guys can check it out. But I love how organized this is, and it keeps all of our camera gear in one spot. So guys, if there's one thing I've learned from my wife, it's that a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. It really makes me feel better when everything is organized, ready to work, and you don't have to walk into your shop, find something you're looking for, and there's just stuff all over the place. So organization is key, and to be honest, it'll make you want to get out in your shop more, even if it's just to go out and admire how organized and clean everything is. So organize your stuff. It's going to make your life way better. And these are some pretty cheap organization options you can find just to make life a little bit nicer. All right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email, ryan@makeawoodsign.com, and leave a comment. If you have a favorite organizational tool or organization process, let us know, and maybe we'll do a video on it. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.